My name is Jessie Breidinger. I'm a Senior Customer Marketing Manager with the Coca-Cola Company, and I work on national food service accounts and provide insights on things like digital signage, insights on industry trends, a lot about the consumer experience. At DSE this year, and quite frankly the past couple of years, I've seen a lot of really amazing technology as it relates to facial recognition. It was one of the things that I pursued as soon as I got on the floor to talk to the vendors about. And mostly because of my background with digital signage, over the past few years I've been pretty focused on digital signage in the sports environment, so sports stadiums like MLB ballparks, football stadiums, and the facial recognition software that I've seen, I see a high relevance of how that could be put into those environments, quite frankly to enhance the consumer experience. So the facial recognition, for example, is something I think is really unique. If you think about an example where you're a fan going to see your favorite baseball team, and your most important thing at that baseball game is to watch the game. But you need your ice cold Coca-Cola, you need a burger and fries, and you get in line and there's a long line. You missed the home run. Your important thing is to get back to your seat. What can we do to enhance that consumer experience with digital menu boards and this facial recognition I'm seeing? So one of the things I've been looking into is facial recognition able to help count people in line at a baseball game and direct people to another concession stand offering the same type of food, because they're counting less people in that line, and direct people to go to that line, get them their ice cold Coke, their burger, and get them back to their seat faster. So instead of thinking about facial recognition purely to collect data about consumers, there's actually a way that I've been seeing here at DSE to enhance that consumer experience and to keep guests coming back to those environments. It's funny that you asked the question about what tips do you recommend to someone doing it for the first time. I'm actually at DSE this year as a first time speaking about some of the research we've done at the Coca-Cola Company as it relates to principles to apply to digital menu boards, for example. And I would say to someone who's really getting into it, two things. One is to make sure that you have someone focused on this digital project, right? So whether that's someone that you hire to make it a priority, there are so many details that go into place when you look at digital signage, from deciding who you're going to pair with, hardware, software, installation, content development. It is, you need someone who's going to be focused on it from soup to nuts. And so I would say it's very important to find someone on your team that's going to make it a priority, detail focused, or finding a vendor partner who can do that for you, which DSE has a ton of vendor partners here that I've personally worked with in a previous role at Coca-Cola that have really been the experts that I needed to launch a successful digital project when it was my first time. So I would say making sure you have someone strong, whether that's on your team or you bring them in from the outside to be more of your consultant. I would also say if it's your first time doing digital signage, content is key, obviously for the consumer experience. And I think you come in and you see all of the great capabilities these digital signs have, and you see all this fancy movement and all these messages. I would say don't let that get straight to your head. When you're looking at your first digital project, keep it simple. There's a lot of ways to overcomplicate, and the consumer can only process so many things at once in their brain. Keep that goal, what you're trying to do, what you're trying to sell, or what experience you're trying to pool with the digital signage project, and make sure you're hitting that. Stay very simple and stay focused. One of the biggest challenges that I see the industry facing is, I think, a cost barrier or the price of digital signage for a lot of businesses that might not have the cash flow to invest in digital signage right away. At Coca-Cola, we work with a lot of big companies, and we work with a lot of small, local eat and drink businesses. So we could be working on, say, a McDonald's account, and then the next day working on, a mom and pop sub shop down the street. And I think digital signage is becoming so mainstream that it doesn't matter what size you are. These businesses realize that they need to invest in digital signage to enhance the consumer experience and then also help them manage their businesses easier. So I've seen a challenge where a lot of this technology is a lot of a very high upfront cost. So it's a barrier to entry for a lot of these smaller businesses. I have seen a shift in digital becoming more mainstream. There's more options for hardware, software, and I'm starting to see different tiers as it relates to what it costs for content, what it costs for hosting or services, and even the hardware. As it becomes more mainstream, you're seeing the costs of these very robust technologies slowly start to come down. So I think it is an issue that cost can be a barrier to make it more mainstream, but as the industry develops, you're definitely seeing those walls come down. DSE is definitely an event that is important for me to come to every year. It's my third year coming to DSE, and I have seen my knowledge progress over these 3 years simply by being connected to the DSE movement on the advisory board, coming here every year. I would say I can't miss this because technology changes and evolves so rapidly. So much changes year to year. I've seen that this year where things have just progressed, and if I'm not here to see that, I'm not bringing constant value to my customers and just being ahead of the game. So I would definitely recommend DSE to others in my industry or outside of my industry to come, because you are getting a one-stop shop for the latest trends, the latest technology, and the experts all in one room. I mean, the breakout sessions that you attend, I just learned today all about privacy and laws as it relates to digital signage. And you know what? I realized I had no knowledge base of that until today. And, next year I'll come and I'll learn about something completely new that I need to think about as an expert in digital signage. So whether you're an expert or whether you are in the very beginning stages of just understanding what digital signage is and what it can do for your company, your customer, or your business, it's important to be here, be present, and to soak it all in. Digital Signage Expo, simply amazing.